What's the point of watching the video, basically? I've seen people rip me off and get 10 times more views than my video. And then, I didn't tell you this, but I applied for a job at the Thaiger. I didn't do that. I drove a terrible road and it took me hours and I was covered in dust. But I had the time of my life. It was almost a spiritual experience. Can't keep breaking my back, breaking my neck and breaking my soul. It gets really lonely. I need to tap out. I can't be Paddy Doyle every day. I also am a different person now. I got lost. It took me 5 days to get back. And when I got back, I was extremely emotionally broken. So let's just start from here and see what happens, yeah?
Paddy Doyle, YouTuber, traveler, and dreamer. He quit his job as a primary school teacher, sold his belongings, and hopped on his '94 Honda Dream motorbike to visit all 77 provinces of Thailand to follow his passion for creating videos, traveling, and living the Thailand dream. Paddy is an extreme example of what a hard-working man can achieve. He has established himself as one of the top expat YouTuber in Thailand by traveling to the most remote parts of the country and shedding light on the many hidden gems of Thailand. We sit with Paddy today to discuss his process of traveling, creating, producing, and editing all his own YouTube videos, the fatigue and loneliness that comes with the constant traveling, and finding a balance between creating great travel videos on YouTube with other life responsibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Paddy Doyle. Over 75% of the people watching this video are not subscribed. Could you please take a moment to subscribe to the Thaiger podcast? It would really help us out. Paddy.
Jay.
When I searched for Paddy Doyle in an article on Google, I found that he's a friendly, wholesome, family-friendly YouTuber. Do you think this is an accurate description of you? What kind of a YouTuber is Paddy Doyle?
Am I family friendly?
Yeah.
Am I wholesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or is it all a charade?
If only you could see the clips on the cutting floor of me effing and jeffing because I forgot on my SD card. No, yeah, I do try to keep it family friendly.
Okay.
Only because I have a lot of viewers that send me nice pictures of them and their family watching it on the telly. You know, and I do my Patreon weekly or monthly live stream call things, you know, like on Zoom.
Yeah.
And the kids turn up and they wave and I'm like, so I am aware that I am speaking to adults and children. Yeah. But at the same time, it is about an adult man, the channel, having adventures and stressing out about living on the road full time. So I've kept a few S-bombs in.
Okay.
You know, just to sort of keep it cool and down with the kids, you know. But yeah.
Do you occasionally bleep out any F-bombs?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, some of the things I say, I'm like, you know, if I'm stressed.
Anyone says, right?
Anyone, yeah, but, you know, in a stressful situation, when you're traveling and you're hot and you're sweaty and you're dirty and everything's going wrong and then your favourite piece of equipment's broken or whatever. Yeah, I do cut those bits out because I'll be like, I can't fucking you bastard. Yeah.
Like you said, you
like
do
any human being.
Yeah, you do have a wide range, I would say, of demographic because you've got the young backpacker travelers, then you've got your, you know, normal travelers. Like I'm an expat in Thailand, but I watch your videos wanting to travel to different provinces. Yeah, and then you've got your families. So you've got a whole range of people who know.
I keep that in mind. Filming, coming up with the concepts, filming the videos, and editing for sure. And I also am conscious of the fact that my audience is not always English speaking. Okay. So I speak slowly, try to speak slowly anyway, and clearly and enunciate and pronounce my words as correctly as I can until it gets to the name of the town that I'm in, which is when it all goes wrong.
Okay.
The amount of comments I get about like, that's not how you pronounce it, mate. You know, I went into this series that I've just released now, Lost in Laos. Okay, there's an S, right? Yeah. Of course, it's the big debate online. Should you pronounce it Laos or should you pronounce it Lao? And the correct answer is Lao. But I've so many times throughout the series, I'm doing my voiceovers, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I mispronounce it. You You just can never win, can you? I mean, you do Thai news. How do you get on with pronouncing Nakhon Si Thammarat?
I have no problem with pronunciation. But especially Nakhon Si Thammarat, like.
Oh, see that roll of the R?
Yeah.
He's a professional.
But
do you practice these in front of the mirror?
Yes, at some point, I guess. But these are provinces that I'm very well aware of. Occasionally, there'll be a really difficult last name.
Loi.
Loi is okay. But
Yeah.
like, you know,
Or as I pronounce it, Loi.
Yeah, these random last names, because I don't read Thai, so I don't read or write Thai. So when I read it in karaoke, like in English, I'm like, Ratana Bowan Santi. So I'll be like, Ratana Bowan Santi.
Yeah.
Ratana Bowan Santi.
You've got that.
I have a process.
When it comes to pronouncing words, I have this thing that I always refer back to. It's like, what's the capital of France?
Paris.
Paris, yeah. Why didn't you say Paris?
Paris.
Because that's how they say it, right?
Yes.
Because there's a difference between how the locals pronounce things and how stupid foreigners like me pronounce things. We pronounce them how we see them, right?
Yeah.
Who did Messi used to play for before PSG? I just gave the answer away there.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yes.
Who?
Do you want me to say it with the accent?
No, just say it normally. How you would.
Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah. You didn't say Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah.
Barcelona. You know? So when I'm walking around traveling and I say stuff like, oh, Nakhon Si Thammarat, mate, it's well good.
Yeah.
People in the comments like, that's not how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
We get into a whole thing.
And I tell you what, most of those people who are commenting that, they probably can't pronounce it as well.
No, I think they can. I think they practice it in front of the mirror.
Not with the rolling of the R's.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, there's levels to it. There's levels to it.
Yeah. There's an expert level.
Yeah.
Then there's I've been here for a long time, and then I don't really speak Thai.
And going back to that question then, like wholesome content.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me wholesome, but the fact that I'm imperfect, I think because even though I heavily edit my content, you know, I cut out the Fs and the Jeffs. And I try my best, guys. I try my best.
Yeah.
But the imperfections, the downs and the emotions of the lifestyle that I'm sharing online, maybe that makes me wholesome. I don't know. What do you think? Because I don't get to talk to many people about my channel because I'm out in the middle of nowhere all the time.
Yeah.
What do you think it's wholesome? What is wholesome, really?
I tell you what, I find myself personally relating to you.
Your relatability is important, isn't it?
Yes. Because I see you struggle, and I'm like, I would struggle as much, if not more, than him. And I like the fact that you own it. You know, if you're tired or sweaty or struggling, it's not like you're trying to be like, and now, you know, you just own it that, guys, I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
And it's I'd probably be the same.
I really, really wish that I could switch off content creator mode when I'm in those situations and I'm in those moods. But I do share, maybe too much. I share how I feel. But at the end of the day, I just made a video and uploaded it the other day. And I was in Laos, and I have this section where I'm just walking around the temple grounds and I question myself verbally out loud and talk to my audience. I say, why do you watch travel videos? Because if we can answer that question, then I can make better ones. And I go through a list of reasons why I think people watch travel videos and why they might watch Next Level Adventures, Paddy Doyle's YouTube channel. And I always just keep coming back to, what do I watch? You know, and I don't watch too many travel videos. There's a few channels that I watch and I think, okay, why do I watch them? And it's not because of where they are.
Yeah.
It's because of who they are, and they own it, and they share, warts and all, their experiences of traveling the Philippines, Nepal, Japan, wherever it might be, right? And those moments where they're emotional, upset, sad, angry, frustrated, even though they might be 5% of the content itself, the rest of the time they're eating street food and everything's perfect. Oh my God. Those are the moments that stick with me, and I remember them when I'm brushing my teeth or when I'm texting them or watching the videos. I'm thinking, I wonder how they're getting on after that little issue they had. And I think that's what makes it wholesome, is presenting the adventures and the travels in a non-perfect way. Because if you go traveling, guys, you know, don't you? It's stressful. Things go wrong. But I do wish that every video was perfect. There are times where I upload a video and from start to finish, I'm literally sharing the perfect travel experience. The best one in recent memory was I drove my motorbike from Vang Vieng to Luang Prabang in Laos. And it's like a 7-hour drive through the mountains because they've built a railway now and you can just blitz it in an hour and it's easy. Beautiful train drive. And I didn't do that. I drove a terrible road and it took me hours and I was covered in dust. But I had the time of my life. It was almost a spiritual experience because I was just high on this road, these skies, these mountains, these people, these turns. Everything was just aligning. The stars were aligning. It was the perfect escapism. And then when I sat down and edited the video, I couldn't believe it all came together really well. The music I chose just perfect. The drone shots perfect. The lighting perfect. Everything was just spot on. And I uploaded that video and the comments were super, super positive. And I just think to myself, oh, that's great. And then a couple of videos later, I've lost my wallet. I'm fatigued. I've got diarrhea. I'm missing my girlfriend. I'm missing my friends.
You're lonely.
Sunburn, yeah. And I share those moments. And then you think, oh, I wish I had a producer who's like, okay, Paddy, let's go have a drink. Let's get this all out.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we'll film again because today you're a bit of a miserable bastard. But to answer your question, I think the reason why Google was saying that Paddy's a wholesome, family-friendly is because of that, I think. Sharing as much as I can, the full emotional journey of being a solo adventurer.
So, staying on the topic of you being wholesome, can you tell me a little bit about, you being a teacher in Chiang Mai? Because that's how you initially came to Thailand. And did you always wanted to be a teacher? And, in my research of finding you basically, once the pandemic hit and you had to start becoming an, online teaching, that's where you kind of drew the line and pursued maybe YouTube full time.
Yeah, so, it was. That was I love teaching. So yeah, just to answer your question, I came to Thailand and I got a job in Chumpon in the south and I worked there for 3 years and I worked in a school and loved it, absolutely loved it. But it took a couple of years off. I went to Australia, did the working holiday visa and all that.
Wait, sorry, were you teaching in Chumpon?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was in Chiang Mai. Okay.
I was. Let me get to that. So I started in Chumpon.
Okay.
Then so I did that for 3 years and that's when I learned how to be a good teacher. I had qualifications, but it's different when you get in the classroom. Then I took a couple of years off away from Thailand and away from teaching and I missed it dearly. I missed the lifestyle and the structure and obviously Thailand, anyone who comes to Thailand will know just how amazing this place is. So I came back and I actually applied for 3 different jobs and I got all 3 positions offered to me. One in Singapore, one in Bangkok and one in Chiang Mai. And the one in Chiang Mai was the lowest paid. But when I went up to Chiang Mai, I sort of looked around and I was like, oh, I could live there and there's mountains and I can get a motorcycle and Bangkok's busy and I don't know if I want to live there. And Singapore, the salary was great, but how much is it for an orange juice? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to spend all that money. So I ended up just going where I was going to be happiest, and I'm so glad I did. I had 3 incredible years teaching up there. And then COVID came, and teaching online and putting the headphones in and teaching in that grid, and everyone was going through the same situation. The parents were stressing out, the kids were stressing out and struggling. I teach 8-year-olds, year 3, so I'm a homeschool teacher, teach every subject except for Thai and Chinese, so I teach all the core subjects and a few of the additionals to one class. And so you have really good close relationships with the parents and of course the kids, and then the distance of teaching online, I just wasn't happy. But I didn't really realize I wasn't happy. I was just kind of just like meh, I was just like, no, I wasn't experiencing any highs or any lows. I was just experiencing day-by-day life during COVID. And then, a couple of cancelled trips because of COVID.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go and film a series in Georgia with my friends, The Budgeteers, which is another YouTube channel that I was working on. And I just remember we were allowed to take a week off for Christmas. And it was like said in a way that was kind of like, oh, we know we've cancelled these 3 holidays and you've been working really hard online and it's stressful, but don't worry, we're going to give you a week off for Christmas. And I was like, wow, I really don't have any control of my life here. And I went on a little motorbike trip and that's when I started to get emotions again, other than just I started to get elation and extreme joy from being on the open road and drive. I just went from Chiang Mai to Lampang, and then I carried on to Nan province, and I was just seeing parts of Thailand I'd never seen before, and that reignited that passion of mine, which is to travel, ride a motorbike, or just be on the open road and to make videos. I was making videos about this for the Budgeteers YouTube channel, and that ignited it. And then I came back to my school, and a few things happened, like in my life, like behind the scenes stuff. Actually, I'll tell you basically what made me start my own YouTube channel. Was I was in that position. We were teaching online. My housemates, I lived in a beautiful house, and the couple that I lived with were pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And I was in the spare room, right? And they were like, "So,
Paddy,
we're gonna have these babies soon, the twins, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay.
Are you gonna move out? Because we kind of need that room." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Of course I'll move out. Yeah, sure." And I was already kind of like unhappy at work with the online thing. Not my school. Loved my school. Loved everything about it. Just that living and working online was rubbish. I didn't adapt well. Then my housemates asked me to move, and I was thinking about, okay. And then I didn't tell you this, but I applied for a job at the Thaiger,
Okay.
and I didn't get it.
When was this?
So this would have been December 2020.
What's going on? Breaking news.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so you ended up.
2020. Okay.
So you guys ended up employing, is it Jet, the good-looking Thai guy,
Okay.
the presenter?
Yes.
So the job role was advertised, because I used to watch you guys a lot during that time, because it was all dark and doomy and no one knew what was going on, and provinces were turning to dark red and it was super serious.
Yeah.
And everyone was really stressed out, including me. So I was watching the Thaiger every day, you know, like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then, there was an ad, you know, Tim, it was like, if you're a YouTuber and a presenter, we've got a position available. And it was on one of the YouTube videos. And I clicked on the link and I applied. And I thought, I'm overqualified for this. I'm a presenter because I teach, right? I stand up and talk to people for a living.
Yeah.
I can transfer that to online. I already have a YouTube channel with my friends.
The Budgeteers.
The Budgeteers.
Yeah.
100,000 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, big deal.
Big
All
deal.
right? Massive
Yeah, big
channel.
deal.
Huge. All right. And I thought, okay, I'll get this. I'll have a shoe in, and then I can have a new career. I can get away from the teaching thing, which is stressing me out, and I can move to Bangkok, and all these ideas started coming to my head, and I never heard anything back. So I emailed Tim.
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, I sent you my CV, and like, I think I'm overqualified. I'm a bit confused. Was the caliber of applications that high that Paddy Doyle was just overlooked?"
Yeah.
And he went, "Oh, we didn't get it. It must have gone into spam or something."
Oh, no.
Because he was like, "Yeah, I've looked for it. Can't find it anywhere. Send it over now." But it's a bit late because we're kind of in the late stages of the employment thing. And I said, "Okay." And then he came back and he said, "All right, so if we were to give you a job, can you pitch to me a travel show idea? Because we're looking for someone to do a travel show as we expand the Thaiger empire." And I was like, "Okay." So I sat down and I was like, "Okay, I need an idea. I need to sound like I know what I'm doing, and I need to come back with a creative idea quickly, not sit on it for 2 days." So I wrote back almost immediately like, "All right, everyone knows about Bangkok and everyone knows about Phuket, but what about Nakhon Si Thammarat? What about Yala? What about Leh? What about all these other provinces, right? So how about I would just go around and I would highlight activities and hotels and things in every province." I thought it was a great idea, and I never heard anything back. Next thing you know, there's that good-looking Jet presenting the news, and I'm like, okay, now I can see why they employed him.
His
because
magical hair.
ridiculously good haircut.
Yeah.
Actually, he was a presenter, wasn't he?
Yes,
So he knew what he was doing, and I was like, okay, they didn't go for the little Paddy Doyle. That's fine. Never mind, Paddy. And then I thought to myself, hang on a minute, that's a great idea for a channel.
Yeah.
Like a first series of a channel.
Sure.
So my housemates told me to move out. Nicely. I said yes.
Okay.
I was already unhappy.
Yeah.
And I'd given myself an idea for a channel.
Yeah.
And I knew that if we were going to start a YouTube channel, you have to start with a bang. So in a way, this channel, Paddy Doyle, wouldn't have started if I hadn't got rejected by the Thaiger.
There we go.
So yeah, I got you to thank.
I wasn't there. Thankfully, all I can say is
Yeah.
that you'd definitely be here if I had a chance. If I ever met you before, but
Well, yeah, it's too late now.
what
You've
a
lost your
story.
chance.
I've lost my chance now. He's gone on and done bigger.
I'll write
and
down my
better
salary
Yeah.
requirements later.
You're
Just
too
kidding.
big for me now. I can't
God.
meet your demands.
Yeah.
But wow, what a
Yeah.
small world.
Yeah, small world, yeah. And so when I hit the ground running, I was starting from zero.
Okay.
Because I know you probably want to talk quickly about the Budgeteers, so why didn't I just do it on the Budgeteers?
Yeah,
right?
so-
You probably want to know.
That was so question here is like, your first experience on YouTube was with the budgeteers. You learned how to shoot video, edit, post-production, optimize, thumbnails, whatever. And you're right, like you reached 100,000 subscribers, which is a big deal for, you're not just like a small YouTuber anymore. You've kind of hit the first milestone.
When you get that plaque, you become a YouTube channel. Yeah.
So why did you decide to pursue your own path rather than continue an already semi-successful channel?
The honest answer is I wanted to put it on the budgeteers, and I asked my friends, and they were like, because I'd already done 3 winter tours of just me. So we can only get together once a year because we all live on different sides of the planet. We have different lives.
Okay.
So when we get together, when we make a series, if you don't know, the budgeteers is we go to a part of the world with $1,000 budget, and when it's gone, it's gone. So we hitchhike, we jump on trains, we do whatever we can to expand the time we have with that money, and we always end up having a 10 times better experience because of it, staying with locals, etc. But to fill and to make more income on the side, I would go make a Christmas series where I would drive around Thailand on my little motorbike.
Okay.
And I would do 10 episodes a year. And it was like a solo Paddy series. And then Thais went and did a solo Moroccan series. Lena did a solo Kazakhstan series. And we started to expand what the channel could do. It didn't just have to be 3 of us together. It could be just one of us or 2 of us. And so I'd just done this Christmas tour and made 10 videos in Nan and Chiang Rai and stuff. And I said, guys, I've got this idea. I'll go to every province. And it's COVID. So the channel, we've already got 100K.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I love that idea. But like, then the channel won't be the budgeteers anymore. It'll be Paddy.
Paddy, yeah.
And maybe once a year we'll get together. And I was like, yeah, but come on, like, And at the time, there was a part of me, like, I felt bummed out. I was like, I helped build this. But I never got upset, and I never, like, kicked off about it. I just understood what they wanted, and they were totally right. And, like, Thais said to me, go off and do it yourself. And that was the last thing I wanted to hear, because I didn't want to start on YouTube. I didn't want to start again from nothing. I didn't want to, especially, like, because my plan was to quit my job and go into this full time. All the eggs in the basket.
Yeah, and you had an egg already.
I had a basket. I had a basket.
Yeah, forget the egg. You had a whole basket of eggs.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. The idea of starting a YouTube channel with 0 subscribers and an idea.
Yeah. And
some money in the bank. I'd saved up some money. I had about a year's worth of money in my bank account in Thailand, about $10,000. And I said, I budgeted and I did it all in my head, and I was like, okay, if I spend this much money per month and I make $0, it'll be fine, because I'll come back to my job next year. And my school were kind enough to hold my position. They said, yeah, go have a year and try your best, and if it doesn't work, come back.
Oh, that's very generous.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah,
so that was the biggest hurdle, the fear of starting from 0 subs. But then you know what I did? Just to counter that was I just told everybody in my school, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to leave. And in 3 months, when the school term's finished, I'm going to go and drive my little motorbike, and I'm going to go to every single province in Thailand. And everyone, all the co-teachers at lunchtime were like, because I'd done a couple of crazy things before that hadn't worked out. I'd started a gaming channel for kids.
Yeah.
COVID inspired me because I saw what the kids were watching, and I was like, I could do this. I could play Roblox. And I put like 100,000 baht into a gaming setup, and that channel failed big time.
Okay.
I think one video, my #1 viewed video, had 300 views.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it. My content looked the same and it was the same, but it wasn't me. It wasn't who I am, right? And so, anyway, I started that channel, Paddy Doyle, that day. I got home from school, and I put the camera on the tripod, like these are on the tripod right now, like this, and I just lied on my bed. If you go, you can still see on my channel, the first video of my channel, I just put the camera on the tripod, and I talked to it, and I said, hello, my name is Paddy, welcome to my channel. In a couple of months, I'm going to finish up my job, and I'm going to go travel to every province in Thailand, and you're invited, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm scared, but let's just see where this goes. And that drew in people straight away, because they were like, this person is on a journey. Physically, I wonder if he can go to every province during COVID. How is he going to do it? Business-wise, like, he's going to start this YouTube channel from nothing. Where's it going to go? Yeah. And people just wanted to see a person on a journey. I think a lot of people subscribed to me because they probably thought I wouldn't make it. And I got a lot of people saying I would never make it. and some trollers and some people in the comments being nasty, like, oh my God. And that's when I crossed that bridge on the last day of the Province Tour, Series 1, crossing the bridge into Phuket. The feelings and the emotions of all those people. I was just like, yeah, a year and a half later, or 13 months later, I was like, I did it.
Yeah.
And I had a big channel. And I had...
Look at me now.
Yeah, you mother... Cut that bit out, just kidding. No, there was a real smugness to my face that day.
Yeah.
But...
rightfully so. I'm not gonna, I mean, rightfully so. Like,
yeah, it's an achievement.
Yeah, it is a massive achievement. And starting from zero after you've already had...
It's terrifying. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Because, you know, you're like, is anybody going to watch me? You put that first video out and you're like, am I going to get 100 views? Am I going to get 1,000 views? When you're used to a number in your mind and you're just like, you just want to give up. You're just like... Because at least, especially for the podcast channel, for example, like we have the main Thaiger channel.
Yeah, why didn't you put me on the big channel?
It will be on the big channel.
I don't get out of bed for less than 10,000 subs.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, but you're right. You know, if you don't start, you know, you can't win.
Yes.
You know, biggest piece of advice I always tell people who are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I was just with this lovely girl from New York in Samui recently, and she said to me, like, oh, have you got any advice for me, because I want to start doing YouTube? And I said, have you started? And she said, yeah. I said, you've done the hardest thing, because when I started, that was the hardest thing I had to do. Was having the cojones to commit to something as big as quitting your job, buying a camera, and going on a little motorbike around the country for a year, you know. So that's why I forced myself to put the camera on the tripod, and my first video is rubbish. It's just me talking on my bed. Nothing interesting happens. Because if I uploaded that video that night, the next day I posted on the community tab on the Budgeteers YouTube channel, hi guys, I've just started my own channel and this is my plan. Come and say hi. 1,000 subscribers overnight, because, you know, why wouldn't I leverage that channel?
Yeah, sure.
And that kickstarted the algorithm. The second video did well. The third video did well. Word of mouth. People started saying, have you heard about this English bloke in Chiang Mai? He's going to quit his job and he's going to drive around Thailand on a little crappy Honda. Like, there's no chance.
Yeah.
And I think within 3 months, we had 10K and then 30K. And it was just, once I hit the provinces, once I started the actual road trip, the algorithm really woke up, and then people were locked out of Thailand and the stars had aligned. It was the perfect time to start a YouTube channel in Thailand based around travel. If you look at the layout now, you know, because I watch YouTube channels all the time. I'm on YouTube all day. I love absorbing content from all types of niches. But because I make travel videos and I watch other travel videos, I'm getting recommended every day a new, good-looking, better-looking, younger, more talented person coming to Thailand. Like, these are the best things to do in Phuket. And it looks amazing. And I'm like, okay. I got competition now, but I never used to. So that's why I think the channel succeeded even more than it should have done. Because I was one of like 3 channels at the time. It was locked in here, making half decent content, you know. Yeah.
So that actually leads up to my next question, which is, fortunately or unfortunately, the pandemic was one of the best things that happened to the Paddy Doyle YouTube channel. Yeah. And I think Thaiger can definitely relate to that as well. We kind of blew up because everyone was in need of something that everybody was at home and they needed.
I'd watch you every morning to find out if the province I was trying to get to was turning dark red or not.
Yeah.
And they were dark days.
We were all going on a day-to-day
I had a love-hate relationship with the Thaiger at that point because, you know, firstly, you'd rejected me.
Yeah. Well, when you say you, previous management, Paddy.
No. Whatever. It's fine. I'm over it. The second thing the reason why I was like love-hate relationship was you were giving us the news.
Yeah.
And it was really important because it would literally determine if we could move from one place to another or not.
Yeah.
And so you'd start your morning with a coffee and numbers of infections, numbers of deaths. And it's like, how, you know, most people wake up in the morning and they see the birds tweeting and they watch the sunrise and they do their morning yoga and all that. Start their day. I used to wake up like, okay, how many people have died today? And like, is this province available for me? It was awful. So I needed you guys back then. for my travel needs and news.
I hate them, but I need them.
Yeah. But you're right. The pandemic was good for me because I avoided it in my content. Didn't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the content to be evergreen. That's why if you go watch a video about Songkhla, Hat Yai, whatever province it might be, don't touch on the fact that in the background I'm like driving through and stressing out about the COVID restrictions and how to get around them and how to create content if I can. And some places I couldn't. Like I couldn't actually go to Phuket because it had remember they blocked the bridge.
Yes.
And they were getting ready for the Phuket sandbox and you were covering all of this. Mm-hmm. And then now that Thailand's open and everything's fine and COVID's basically gone, right? And all the other channels are coming over here now and younger, more energetic, nicer looking, talented people. I'm not really watching as many travel videos anymore. And I don't watch the Thaiger as much anymore because there's nothing dramatic happening anymore. Yeah. So how have you guys, I hope you don't mind me asking you a question.
No,
how have you guys coped? Because the news is now not as interesting, is it?
It's not. And I think, I feel like not everyone is into the news as well. Not everyone wants to know what's going on every day unless something really big happens. So we see a spike in numbers. Every couple of weeks, something will happen.
Yeah.
And, all of a sudden you get 50,000 views, 60,000 views.
Yeah.
And then on a normal day, sometimes it's 5,000, 10,000, which can be quite demoralizing because the same amount of effort and work is going into that video. But yeah, like the news is something that, I think we're lucky we have a very good, well-performing website. And the YouTube channel just kind of, it's up and down. Mm-hmm. And that's why we had to pivot and change what we do as well.
You do more lifestyle now, right?
Yeah, and people at first were annoyed. How dare you? Thaiger News, doing lifestyle content, stick to the news, like the trolls, like the haters. Or just people who were just like...
Stay in your lane.
Exactly. Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Interviewing Paddy Doyle.
Yeah. Do you know who he is? And we had to adapt. We had to change. Yeah. And that's life, isn't it?
Yeah. But I saw it as an opportunity because at the time, you had Chris, the Canadian guy, retired working for you. He was locked inside Thailand making content, and he didn't know what he was doing when he started. He was just filming, like for a hobby. Like I think he was doing press ups or something outside of his room, or he was doing something like to do with routine, and he was just trying to share a little bit of positivity every day. And then that blew up. And then you had Chad, CB Media, and he started doing motorbike tours and the long tail boats, really interesting, unique content. Yeah. But we were all like inside Thailand, and it was locked to the outside world, and there wasn't any COVID at that first year. Do you remember? And I thought to myself, and I was teaching, and I was thinking, I should be there, because I have a camera and experience. I know how to edit and how to shoot. I'm 3 steps ahead of these guys, but I'm actually 10 steps behind because I'm teaching. Yeah. And living in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. If I just start now, I could catch this wave, and I had to start a year after those guys. So I'll always be playing catch up to them if there is such a thing as catch up. Because that's one of the funny things about YouTube is the stupid competitiveness of it, especially the way I get myself wound up about things like that sometimes. But the pandemic was just an opportunity. Yeah. They always people say make any thing that happens in your life, turn it into a positive if you can. And I was just looking at the world around me crumbling, and then my housemates asking me to move out and not getting the job at the Thaiger. And I thought, you know what? Now's the time. Yeah. Let's just... I could see it had worked. Yeah. Chris, Chad, and a few others blown up, doing great. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I think I need to just give people an option. Yeah. An English option, an English man. Yeah. That's why I'm like, oh, hello, welcome to my next video.
There was no one like you as well. Like who else was?
There was. I was heavily inspired by a guy called Mickey, who is Russian.
I see.
He's a model. He's a good-looking lad, blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay. He's a stunner, and he lives in Thailand, and he drives around on a motorcycle, and he had the GoPro on the chest, and I was like, I love this concept. So I was like, okay, I'll bring in my personality, I'll share my personal journey. I'll also have a motorcycle, and I'll go to every province, and that will be level 1, and we'll see where we are in a year. And it worked. So there was a few other people like me, to be honest. But yeah, I just knew, don't copy other people, just be you. But like this concept is proven to work. Be a foreigner, exploring Thailand during COVID. You're onto a winner.
Yeah. All right. So talking about YouTube, can you describe me the process of creating and editing your YouTube videos, and like how you come up with ideas in general? You know, now that you've completed the 77 provinces and you're traveling, you've gone outside of Thailand now.
Yeah, we're on level 4. We've just finished level 3. Level 4 is coming soon to the YouTube channel near you.
I see. So what's the typical process? Like you go out for a day of shooting, you come back up your footage. Do you wait for the whole...
The first thing is the idea.
Okay.
The concept.
Yeah.
I don't go out and just shoot willy-nilly. I'll think of a title and a concept first.
Okay.
And then go out and film that. Of course, travel is completely unpredictable, and on the road things change, and then I'll adapt. Many a time I'll set out to film a video that's gonna summit a mountain. Yeah. But then I never end up doing it because of the weather or something happens. So sometimes you have to adapt on the shoot, but most of the time, I'm going to shoot a video that I've already come up with. So coming up with a concept, that's either really easy to do or really hard to do, because you've got two options. You can come up with a creative idea yourself, or you can just look at what someone else has made and recreate that. And YouTube rewards both. Yeah. So if you can be really creative and original, great, good on you. You go in places. Yeah. Or just go on YouTube and search what's got loads of views and just rip that off. Yeah. Because I've seen people rip me off and get 10 times more views than my video. Wow. Okay. And I'm like, that's annoying. But what are you going to do? Because I've done it. I'd say about 30% of my videos are heavily inspired by other videos. Okay. In terms of the way it's presented, like the thumbnail, the title. Yeah. But 70 to 80% of the time, I keep it true to Paddy Doyle. And I'm like trying to be innovative in a way. So the process is come up with a good idea, and that can actually come to me on the way to somewhere, on the BTS or on the bike. I have a lot of downtime driving. So coffee in the morning, and then I'm driving, and I'm even coming up with the intro. Because I never write a script, but you might see that it looks quite well presented or whatever. That's just practice. Because I'll be driving along my motorbike and I'll be like, okay, when I get to the temple, I'll do the intro there because it looks beautiful. And I'll say, welcome back, and today we're going to do this and this. And I try to set the scene of where we are, what we're doing, and what problems we have to accomplish to get to said thing. What's the point of watching the video, basically? And then I just go out and film all day and see what happens. And then in the editing, that's when you can make a bad video shoot great. Yeah. So many times I've rescued a crappy day of filming by being creative in the editing. Other times I'm overwhelmed with footage and I just keep it simple. So the short answer is it's a full-time gig, and you're always thinking and you're always shooting, and it takes over your life. Okay. And the long answer is what I just said. All right. Yeah.
So what's been the most rewarding aspect of creating content on YouTube for you?
Probably like seeing the evolution of the skill sets that I've had. So I was quite good at editing. Now I'm a lot better. Yeah. I was quite good at filming. Now I think I'm a little bit better. I'm still nowhere near perfect. Yeah. It's a bit like, I was talking about this to the guy in the pub the other day. It's a bit like playing golf. Like if you play golf with your mates 2 or 3 times a year, you're never going to get better at it. You might get a little bit better, but you know, every time you play around a golf, you start to think, oh, I wish I played this more often. I should come here every week. Yeah. Because even from the difference between teeing off on the first to chipping onto the green on the 18th, you can just see how much better you got during that day. Yeah. And how your swing became more fluid and all the rest of it. And then if you just said to someone, okay, take a year off working as a teacher and just play golf, play 18 holes every day, look how much better you'd be at the end of that year. You know, you'd be reading the greens, you'd be saying stuff like, I wonder if that green's soft or hard. You know, what are you talking about? Oh, I've been playing golf for a year, I actually know what I'm talking about. And that's how I feel like I've achieved with the filming aspect. If you'd talked to me 2 years ago about filming, you know, I had this big expensive camera and I thought that meant that was good. It's not. It's how you use it. I've made amazing videos on a GoPro, and I've made terrible videos on a $3,000 camera setup. Okay. I used to fly the cheapest drone you could get, DJI Spark, right? And people used to comment. You know, I made drone videos. I have 2 drone videos on my channel. This is 2 hours or 4 hours of drone footage, and I get the most comments about my drone footage. And I'm like, I mean, I upgraded recently, but for the first 2 years of my channel, it was a DJI Spark shooting in 1080p, the cheapest drone DJI makes. And I used to buy them secondhand on Facebook here because I used to crash them all the time.
Yeah.
And so I've learnt, like, how to make good videos, I think. And that's a big achievement, I think.
It's aesthetically very pleasing.
What, my face or the footage?
Your face, definitely, but also the footage. I mean, for a person who understands as well, right? Because we were talking earlier about even the simplistic shots of you setting up the camera, you walking by, and then we were talking about
handedly,
how, you know,
just,
you're taking a shot, going up, stopping, taking another shot, stopping, going, and taking another shot. And, you know, it's just your coloring, the LUTs you've used.
I just make them myself. They're just a preset.
Okay.
Yeah, real quick, just if you're watching.
But
you just change the color corrections of a shot once, and you save it as a preset. So I have 4 presets depending on the camera that I'm using.
Okay.
So I just drag it on the footage. It takes 1 second.
But still, like, those little finer touches, I find whenever I watch your videos, I find them very aesthetically pleasing, which is a lot more entertaining to me because I'm like, I know how he did it. He put in the effort to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's that. Thank you. That's great. I also know that it doesn't really matter how good a video looks. YouTube doesn't care.
Yes.
And this is the thing. The algorithm is just numbers.
Well, you're not really necessarily rewarded for good filmmaking.
I've uploaded incredible videos that I think are 30-minute travel masterpieces.
Yeah.
So proud of them. I would enter some of them into competitions if there was such a competition for travel video of the year.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be in a shout of getting in the top 10 maybe. Some of my videos I'm so proud of. You know, I would sit someone down and pour them a cup of tea and say, "Watch this." You know, "Watch this, Mum. This is your son."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But then it'll get 20% of a video of me having street food, because YouTube likes certain terms and certain concepts more.
Yeah.
So
it's just about understanding the algorithm, and you can make. Doesn't matter how bad the filmmaking is.
Yeah.
If you understand the algorithm and people are watching it, that's it.
Yep. And
sad, really.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating because if only the algorithm rewarded quality.
Yes.
But it doesn't. So don't bitch and moan about it. Just get on with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
Said.
I go out and I make on-brand videos as much as I can. But I also know that YouTube pays the bills and it puts food in my belly.
Yeah.
So I have to go and suck it up and go over here and make a thumbnail like, "Oh my God, a bowl of noodles." And then make a video about having an interesting experience eating street food, which to me is like a 3-hour shoot, easy peasy, bish bash bosh, whatever. And I upload that, gets 3 times the views. So I'll do one of those a month or 2 or 3 a series. But I've avoided doing it in Laos because I was just so busy. And I had so far to go and the roads were so difficult. But if I wanted to take it easy, if I wanted it to be easy, I think I know the path to 1 million subs. I think I could get 1 million subs in 2 years. But I would need to just full-time make YouTube videos and just point at things and go like this. And be like, "I can't believe it.
You can't imagine what happened
I can't
here.
believe
Yeah.
I'm shocked that there's a
You got a
tuk-tuk."
street vendor. You wouldn't believe what she said to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so easy to see that because that's what YouTube is weirdly
You've got to
rewarding.
play the game sometimes.
Well, you know, you've got to react to the audience. The audience is, at the end of the day, if they're watching it, you've got to remember the audience. So that's why when I come up with these concepts, going back to what we were talking about earlier, I have to package a video
Okay.
that I think people are going to want to watch.
Okay.
But I don't always want to do
All right.
the silliness.
Yeah.
But I do it from time to time, and my audience will know that.
Yeah. All right. Now, how do you balance the demands of creating and promoting your videos with your other responsibilities? Because you are, you know...
What other responsibilities? I
So
have a backpack and a motorbike.
yeah. No, but what I mean by that is, like, you know, you're out for a couple of months filming this and that, but you've got friends, you've got partners, you've got people that you want to meet, and it can be lonely just, you know, driving province after province with just a backpack.
You'll never know. You'll never know unless you do it.
Yeah.
11 weeks, 12 weeks in a row sometimes.
Some provinces you probably don't even have good signal, maybe.
I know that's normally not too much of a problem.
Okay.
Sometimes. The hardest parts, sorry, my back. This is part of the life,
Okay.
not your chair. This is no insult to the cushion. Part of being on the motorbike and traveling the way I do, and for the weeks I do, is it does have physical ramifications. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
On my body and my mind. I do go through dark depression sometimes because I do get lonely. So how did you word it, the first part of that question? The
how do you balance
the
demands of creating and making your videos with your other
So
responsibilities?
this is what made me laugh when I said, well, what do you mean? Because I don't have any other responsibilities.
Okay.
I've got good friends who have YouTube channels that they have children who'll go to school in Bangkok, and it's expensive, right? And they need fed, right? So they go out and they make YouTube videos all the time. And it's a big deal for them. And it is a big deal for me, of course. But if it doesn't work, it's okay.
Okay.
Because I'll go back to teaching. I don't actually think I'll be a YouTuber for 5 years.
Really?
More than 5 years.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
I'm thinking Paddy Doyle National Geographic series.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to transition into being a professional.
Okay.
But right now I'm just an idiot still, just learning my trade, learning how to present properly and get across factual information with emotions in a better way. I'm still way off. I'm way off what I want to be. I get frustrated all the time with the content I upload. I wish it was better. I wish I was a better person and a better presenter.
But I think that's why I admire you as a YouTuber. It's because even right now, I have a team sitting in front of me, right?
Yeah.
You do everything.
You did take about an hour in hair and makeup. I was like, bloody hell, mate.
It takes
I wake
a lot,
up like this.
It takes a lot to look remotely
Just
okay
kidding.
for the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do everything yourself.
Yeah, so I am next year. I'm going to transition into full time, having a little bit of work, a little bit of help. Maybe with the editing. I think I'm going to have to just
that takes a whole load off.
Yeah.
But you'll have you'll have growing pains to work with the editor to share your vision with him. But once he gets it,
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna feel so much better.
I have a long list of things that I need to do to get to where I need to be, and I think offloading, delegation.
Yeah,
it's like anything. If you're going to expand the Thaiger like you've done recently, what did you go from how many people to how many people recently?
So we went from 3 people in Phuket. We came here. We had 20. Now we have 52.
Okay, so I'm not going to employ 52 people next year, but let's say I get one person to work with me.
It's a start.
Part time.
Yeah.
It's a start, isn't it?
It's a start.
And we'll see how that progresses. We'll see, but the answer, going back to the question, is it takes over my life too much.
Okay.
When I was driving back from the recent series I've just filmed, and I drove back to Bangkok for Christmas, I had to drive for 5 days with no phone because I lost it, which is my music, my podcasts, my audiobook, and most importantly, my Google Map directions. So I had to navigate these country roads with no signs in English. I got lost. It took me 5 days to get back. And when I got back, I was extremely emotionally broken. To the point where I didn't even go see my girlfriend for 2 days. And she got the hump. Because she didn't realize I had a face full of acne. I had like an infection on my face that was disgusting.
Yeah.
I was stressed. I was really sad. I was really lonely. I was really dark. I was really miserable. And my back and my neck was messed up. And I just thought to myself, what am I doing? I just finished an 11-week shoot of every night. And this is where it gets really sad. It's like, I'm out doing these amazing things during the daytime.
Yeah.
But every night it's like a cheap guest house, a cheap room. Because that's what's available, and I'm not a multi-millionaire or anything. I'm just little old Paddy, right? So I'm just staying in these rubbishy rooms. Yeah. Sometimes they don't have windows. And as soon as it gets dark in these towns, in these countries like Laos and Thailand, Cambodia, and you're in the middle of nowhere, basically, it gets really lonely.
It gets really quiet.
It gets dark. Yeah. It gets, what else is there to do? So I normally go grab a couple of beers and watch something daft on YouTube or on on my MacBook, and drink 2 Big Leos or whatever, and go to sleep. And it compounds. And then I was talking to you in the lift because you were complimentary about the way I look, but I don't feel the way I look. I feel awful. I was working it out recently. I put on 14 kilograms since I started the channel. If you go back and watch the first few videos of my channel, I'm around 70 kilograms. Now I was just recently 84. And that's because I sit in this position 9 hours a day. Or you'll see me climbing mountains. You'll see me, crambling up these temple grounds and doing all these amazing things. But that's like a few hours a week. The rest of the time I'm sitting down, driving on my bike, or I'm editing. And I normally edit by lying on my bed. And it all compounded. And it got to the point when I got to Bangkok where I just spent 2 days in the Ibis down the road, just thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I was so glad it was the end of the year. This is going out early January or something, right? Yeah. But it's just the day after Christmas. So I got to hear it Christmas, which is great because at the end of the year, that's when you look back and you start to make plans, right? And I thought to myself, I can't keep doing this anymore. I can't keep breaking my back, breaking my neck, and breaking my soul. And I don't have friends. We were talking about Gary, the Roman cook, the YouTube channel. He's one of my only mates that I talk to or meet up with in Bangkok and go for a pint. I've got a few other friends, but I very, very rarely see them, and I hardly see my girlfriend. And that's because when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't have any friends. I didn't have a life. I was giving up my life to start a new one. And when you start a new life, you start with nothing. I had 0 subscribers and I had 0 colleagues. I had 0 peers. I had 0 girlfriend. Everything was 0. Yeah. And over the process of the past 2 years, my life has changed. I'm in a different place. I'm a different person, but I still have this mad commitment to the channel. Yeah. Drive here, go there, video. And I'm starting to think hang on a minute. Before I had a YouTube channel, and that was my life. Now I have a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to build a life. I would like friends. I would like to text my mate and go, do you want to come watch the football? Oh yeah, do you want to go play a round of golf on Sunday? Normal stuff. You want to go for a drink? Now I have nothing, So yeah, I definitely need to change this in 2023. Yeah. So I think offloading a little bit of the workload and reassessing my life and how my channel works for me. Because I work for my YouTube channel for the past 2 years. Yeah. And now it's about trying to make my YouTube channel work for me. How can I make it? Like I said, I'll get there one day. Yeah. I'm not a finished article at all. Fair enough. I look at these other channels, the big ones, and I go, wow, look at that. They've got people working for them. They've got producers. They've got sets. They've got ideas. They've got editors. They have time where they go and film, and they have time where they come back and spend time with their kids. Yeah. And I'm like, that will be me, maybe in 5 years. Or maybe I'll crash and burn. I don't know. You just don't know with YouTube, do you? Yeah. You can be high and flying one minute. You can
be flying one day.
And then you can be irrelevant real quick.
Real quick.
You just got to remember, there's always someone better looking, younger and more talented.
Yeah, more creative, yeah.
And who are actually really, really nice.
And people are all into trends. Your content might be something that's required now. Yeah. Like a pandemic, something else comes and changes the world, and people. Do
you think we're going to get into this meta thing with it? Because I started thinking, why would someone watch a YouTube video about going to Angkor Wat on a phone or on an iPad
instead of
when they could just put on goggles and be actually there real time? Yeah. And put their avatar there. Yeah. I think I know the meta's crashing. Yes. The stocks are going down. Yes. But I think that's where it's going.
I think the concept is where we're going, because a lot of the people who value real life experiences are my age or older. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about the concept of meta and artificial intelligence and these whatever VR and stuff. In about 30 years, 40 years, when I'm not here anymore, that's the generation that's going to be using it, and they're going to grow up with it, and that's all they're going to know. Yeah. So it might as well be the future, probably. A lot sooner than people think. Because I think a lot of people are scared or afraid of something new. Yeah. And people don't like change in general.
I think secretly one of the things I'm doing is I'm trying to build a CV.
Okay.
or like a portfolio. So the next time that the Thaiger's employing for the VR team, we're looking for a presenter to go to present a VR thing, I'd be like, oh, can I have a job? No, but I think in the future, they'll be looking for people who present travel videos and then say, oh, can you go to Peru and film Machu Picchu for the VR experience? Show people around. Because I don't think I'll be driving a little motorbike around for too much longer.
One of those temples on your way to Machu Picchu where they give you those psychedelics and just go off on a proper VR experience. All right. Well, talking about journeys, since we're on the topic of it can get difficult at times, it can get lonely. On your journey to achieving your goal of traveling to every province in Thailand, on Dreamy, in my research, like I heard you say that you almost quit about 2 to 3 times. You mentioned once in Samui, and also your overall experience in Isan, in I think Sisakit or
a bad time. It was a bad day.
So what toll does the constant traveling and fatigue, does that play in your personal life as well? So you quitting, what made you not quit? Was that just I've let go and sacrificed too much for this to be a failure?
I'm this kind of person that if I come up with an idea, I'll just, and I think it's quite scary. I'll tell everyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to India. I remember telling all my mates, I'm gonna go to India for 3 months, and I went for 3 months. And the first day I arrived, I got food poisoning. I felt like I'd landed on a different planet.
Okay.
And it was, India's intense, right?
Yes.
You're Indian.
It can get very intense.
It's mad.
Yeah.
It's mental, right?
You need to be prepared.
I got eaten alive.
Yeah.
And I was shaking, and I was like, how can I go home on the next flight and twist it so that it was actually not my fault? And that I'm not going to get laughed out of the room when I see all my mates. I thought you were going to go to India for 3 months, Paddy. You only lasted 10 minutes. So I'm terrified of failing publicly.
Okay.
So that's why I thought, I have a YouTube channel. It's public. People are watching it.
Yeah.
I can't quit.
Yeah.
I'll be able to get laughed out of every pub on Sukhumvit. Going to the pub tonight to watch the Newcastle game. If I walked in, oh, you're that bloke who tried to do every province, but you gave up because you didn't like it or something, I'd be mortified. That would be the worst thing ever.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah.
Is that public embarrassment of not achieving a goal I set out to do. So I'm very motivated and stubborn. I'm terribly stubborn. If I have an idea in my head, that's it. Don't care. I'm doing it. So having a really strong work ethic coupled with mortified of the idea of getting embarrassed of not completing something just kept me going. So I shared the times I wanted to quit, because I wanted to quit way more than 3 times.
Okay.
Way more, but I didn't share all of them. Because you sometimes I'm driving along and the sun's setting and I'm in Thailand and it's beautiful and Pink Floyd's in my earphones and I'm emotional. I'm like, this is the dream. I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
And I'm making videos and people watching them. And YouTube gives me a little bit of money every month. And that keeps me on the road. What's going on? This is mad. This is mental. And recently I told you about that journey in through Laos, which was almost spiritual in a way.
Yeah.
But
and then there are
other times where you're like, oh, I just want to bitch and moan so much, but I can't because you'll get called entitled and da-da-da. And my answer is just go on a motorcycle, get a little Honda and drive it for a week. Just go drive it for a week.
Yeah.
And drive it every day, all day.
Yeah.
And then get off and climb a mountain and also film it.
Yeah.
And also edit it in the evenings.
Yeah.
And after a week, if you still think it's glamorous, let me know, because it ain't. It ain't glamorous. It might look like it, but it's bloody hard work.
How do you deal with the fatigue? Because I wouldn't say you're restrained with a strict time schedule, but sometimes you've got to get a move on.
I'm always on a schedule. I have my phone and I write down. I can't find it to show you, but when I went to Laos, I knew I had 30 days because that's the visa.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm here to shoot. I'm here to film. I'm here to drive. I'm here to experience Laos. But I also need to shoot content.
Yeah.
So how do I do it? So I write a list of places that I need to go because each place is a video. So Vientiane, driving to Vang Vieng, driving to Luang Prabang, Nong Kiao, into the middle, Pon Savan, down to Pak Se, then to Don Det, and I'll finish at the Thousand Islands. So in my head, I plan out and I go, oh, that's 12 videos. So then I go, well, that's 12 videos in 30 days. And then I count on Google Maps how many hours it takes to drive. And I go, I'm going to be driving for 10 days. That gives me 22 days. That gives me 8 days of rest, or 8 days of things to go wrong. Things go wrong. You get diarrhea. You get sick. Your bike broke. The day that you arrive at the place, it's raining. You can't film today. And you're just like, oh my God. So to get over that, every day I just react to the weather and film. And luckily, the first 2 weeks of Laos, it was beautiful blue sky every day. Filmed every day. Filmed. Drove. Film. Then it rained. Took a few days and caught up on editing. Then you're back on the road. Good weather again. Then I got to Tak Hek, the most beautiful loop of Laos. Raining the first day. So I cancelled. Stayed in the room and edited. And you're just like, you're working hard. You're working really hard. You're driving or you're filming or you're sleeping or you're editing. And then the only time that I give myself, my downtime, and I tried my best for 30 days to quit, but it was just to have a few beers, mate. I just have a couple of beers every night. Grab a couple of Leos, grab a couple of beer Laos, whatever country I'm in. And like I said, I watch really kind of 8-hour-long live streams on YouTube because I'll have a couple of beers to unwind. Successful day driving, successful day filming. I've backed up my footage. It's on the hard drives. I'll edit it tomorrow. So I'll just crack open a cold one and watch Dr. Disrespect playing Warzone, or I'll watch like live streams of airplanes landing at LA airport and crosswinds, and the people are like filming it and commentating, going, "Oh, here's the 1425 from Seoul. Is he going to have a good landing? Oh, it's a great landing."
All right.
Yeah, weird stuff like
That's
that, mate.
very niche.
Because it relaxes me, and it's nothing to do with what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I'm just like watching it now going, oh, those new Dreamliners are good, aren't they? Yeah, I might fly on that next time I go to wherever. Or I watch Dr. Disrespect.
I love that.
Trolling. He's amazing.
Yeah. The moustache.
I didn't know you were a member of the Champions Club. Bro fist.
There we go.
Yeah, so stuff like that.
I used to be a professional gamer at one point.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'll send you my failed gaming channel.
Okay.
You guys can Google it. It's called Paddy Plays.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to play Roblox and like Zoo Tycoon, I think it was called, or whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, "Hi guys," and I was really talking to the kids because that's what I thought when we were doing COVID stuff.
Okay.
I was like, "What do the kids watch?" And they were watching these Thai YouTubers
Yeah.
and foreign YouTubers playing Roblox.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, "Oh my God, I'm built for this.
Yeah.
I can talk to kids and I can be animated and I can play. Oh my God, the zombie's gonna get me. Oh, I'm dead." You know,
Yeah.
300 views a video. And I think that was me watching it 300 times.
Okay.
Or my students going, and my students loved it.
Yeah.
The algorithm was like,
Creativity, right? It's all about creativity on YouTube and coming up with original ideas.
wish.
But it is one of the toughest tasks of any YouTuber. Like you said, you either are an innovator and you come up with these extremely amazing creative videos, or you take, let's just call it homage from someone else and try to replicate that same success.
Recreate. Yeah.
But yet you have managed to be a shining light of originality, I believe, in your travel videos with honest feedback and emotions.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
But do you find it difficult to like constantly come up with new ideas and new experiences? Because you're also selling an experience.
Yeah.
Is that added pressure?
Yeah. Yeah, it is massively. I was recently in... Yeah, I can say this because this is coming out in January.
Yeah.
I was recently in Cambodia.
Okay.
And I went there to film, and I only had 2 weeks because I had to go to come back to Bangkok over Christmas. And I was in Cambodia, a broken man, no energy. I was running on fumes, emotionally, physically, everything. Because Laos took it out. I actually did northern Thailand, then Laos, the whole country of Laos, then came back into Thailand to fix like my broken wallet situation, and then I went straight into Cambodia. And I was in Phnom Penh, and I was like, I'm here to film content.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to work today. I don't want to go out and film. I'm completely demotivated. And then I was like, okay, snap out of it. Took a day off. The next day I walked around, sights and sounds. This city is vibrant. Have you been to Phnom Penh, the capital?
Yes, I have.
It's beautiful, and it's
It is.
fast moving, and it's almost a little bit like It's like if you took Bangkok and you took like New Delhi and you put them together, and it's a bit of India, it's a bit of madness, but it's also kind of structured. Love it. Very inspiring place. And I had no inspiration to be creative. And I did the thing that all YouTubers do when they hit a low of creativity. When the tank finally empties and you have no ideas, I went to YouTube and I typed in Phnom Penh travel video, and I just looked at what other people were doing. Who else had been here and what did they make? And I was like, nah, not for me. And then I saw this guy, and it was like $20 Phnom Penh budget thing. And I was like, that's a good idea. And I said, well, I can't copy that because I'm Paddy Doyle. I need to be original. So I was like, oh, I'll think about it a little bit more. Went for a walk. Couldn't think of anything. Next day, I'm stressing out. I'm like, I need to go out and film a video today because I'm running out of time. I can't come all this way. I drove hours, days to get here, and I've got zero ideas. And of course, because I'm by myself, I have no one to bounce ideas off. No one, I can't just text someone or call someone. They're like, I don't know, mate. You're the one with all the ideas. And I just went out there and I made a video called $20 in Phnom Penh.
Okay.
And I felt kind of ashamed that I just didn't have even an inkling of an original idea. Of course, when you watch the video, YouTube won't know. Yeah. YouTube will be like, oh, this is the kind of title that we like.
Yeah. This is something we know people want to watch.
Yeah. And a few people might be like, that's the same YouTube video. But really, sometimes, right, you've got to make videos for the algorithm. And in those times, I just sometimes go, you know what, I need to tap out. I can't be Paddy Doyle every day.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. I can't go out there and be like, right, mad adventure in Phnom Penh and do something mental. I just needed to just fob an idea off.
Yeah.
And I've done it a few times. Where I've just been like, I don't know what to do, guys. So I'll just go out and make a video that's kind of been done before. So I've just kind of called myself out on that one. But I don't do it as often as I should, because I should just do it for every video. I should just go out there, just copy everyone else. That's worked. Because YouTube the algorithm will be like, oh, it's called Street Food Heaven, like all the other YouTube videos. I'll
send it to all the foodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you put the word Bangkok and shocked, or whatever, and we've talked about it before in the podcast, like just go like this.
Yeah.
You know you're going to be onto a winner every time, which is so frustrating because I'm still learning. One of the things I'm learning is that I am a YouTuber and I upload videos to YouTube. So I need to feed that monster instead of trying to be completely mad and original which is what I love to do and where I thrive. And that's what I'm building my channel about. My brand is next level adventures, Paddy, high production, episodic, storyline, following along with every trip, every destination, bring you on for the ride. But now and again, I'll go like this.
No, but you're right. I completely understand you, because I think we've been through together as a team. We've had that experience as well. We're just like, God, what do we do? What do the people want to see?
What's the thing in the news that when it happens, you go, guaranteed views. Thank you, bloke who jumped into a taxi. Is there something that trends every time?
Yes. I know for sure that if I have a news topic regarding Pattaya, I will get double the views.
Pattaya. Really?
Pattaya, yes. Pattaya, yes.
Pattaya, whatever. Again.
Yes, if there's Pattaya in the title or the news is involving Pattaya, I know I will get double the views. If it's Pattaya and something to do with the red light district or the party areas, it'll get triple the views.
Right. So this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to go off and make podcasts and be new and fresh and unique.
Yeah, and inspire.
And but you also know that if you just nip over there and do some drastic drama about a nightclub in the red light district in Pattaya, you're going to pay the bills.
Exactly.
So you're playing the same thing that I'm playing. It's like, that you should just be a Pattaya news channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you were actually thinking about it, right?
If I spent a week in Pattaya, made about 5 videos, those 5 videos would be good for me for the next 3 months.
Exactly. But you also know that you're trying to be different, and being different is really important on YouTube. Because at the end of the day, and this is true, I've been doing YouTube now for 7 or 8 years. The people, and this is 100% true, okay, almost every single one of these channels, they come out with a camera and they recreate other people's videos that have done really well. And I have no problem with that, because just like when you buy a guitar, what's the first thing you do? You learn how to play Oasis, Wonderwall.
Yeah.
The 4 chords to every Beatles song. You're not going to pick up a guitar for the first time and once you've learned how to strum, write a classic original song. No, you need to learn how to play Oasis and the Foo Fighters and Nirvana, and then later on you go, oh, actually I just played my own little thing here.
Yeah.
And then you write your first song 6 months in. So when I see these, people that probably were just having normal lives, normal jobs, and then they pick up a camera, you can easily make yourself look like a real YouTube channel with a good artwork and a banner and thumbnails and good titles. You can do the street food thing. You can go like this. Yeah. All right. And you can be a YouTuber like that, dead easy. And if you've got half a decent brain when it comes to editing, you can be fine. And YouTube will reward you. YouTube will reward you. But over time, eventually, the ideas run out.
Yeah, they do.
They run out, and then what do? They struggle.
Yeah.
They struggle, and then some of them break up.
Yes.
You never see them again. It's the people who are always out there looking for ideas and inspiration. That's fine. Sometimes you're knackered and non-pen and you need to just grab someone else's idea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Please
I'm
forgive me.
going to put my own twist to it. I'll do something.
Yeah. I should have called it $21.
Yeah.
I didn't copy you. I did 21. You did 20. The people who, like you, are pushing the boundaries, trying to be fresh and new, in the long run, I hope, are the people that keep succeeding in the future.
That is hope. That is the hope, Paddy. All right. I'm going to change the mood a little bit now. I wanted to ask you this question because this is something I personally struggle with myself.
Oh, okay.
So you've mentioned your partner before, very briefly in some videos, Miss P.
That's correct. And
you mentioned in an interview that, if she somehow appears in a video, even for 2 seconds, people get inappropriate or they get creepy.
Yeah.
They start commenting on things that are completely not relevant to the situation or the channel or even her, really. And this is one of the reasons that I personally don't share any part of my life online, like personal life. So is it difficult to perhaps restrain yourself sometimes from answering back to the trolls when you get these kinds of comments?
I don't get them that often, but
okay.
With my girlfriend specifically, I think she was in it once or something, very briefly, kind of by accident.
Okay.
And I started to see comments and I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like referring to like her bum cheeks.
Okay.
I was like, this is not. I mean, you can call me fat and ugly and a twat any day, all day. I'll be like, yeah, okay, no worries, I get it. But I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I was like, and already, so on our like second date, she had no idea I did YouTube or whatever. I was like, oh, by the way, if you see me talking to a camera, it's because I have a YouTube channel. And she was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And then I said, like, if you were to be in it, like, if you were to like be in the background, or if I was to point the camera to you and ask you for an opinion about something, would you be okay with that? And she was like, nah, I don't want to be. And I said, that's fine. And I was really happy about that.
Okay.
Because it's a slippery slope.
It is, yeah. 1
minute, your girlfriend's in the video for a minute or 10 seconds, and then the next she's in a bikini on the thumbnail, going like this. Look at the bowl of this noodles. And you're like, and then you get like 4 million views, and then you're like, right, I know what I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
Right, let's get all the girls. Line up. It's a slippery slope.
At the bowl of noodles.
It's a slippery slope. And again, like you guys doing the news in Pattaya, that's the way. If I said, like, if I wanted 2 million subs in a year or 1 million subs in a year, I would do just that. Yeah. I'd go around to all the countries, I'd do all the videos, and I'd have the girls.
Yeah.
Because sadly, that's, well, not sadly, that's just the truth, I think.
And that's actually my next question. Like, there are YouTubers who are more than willing to share that part, that their partner, and so is their partner cool with it, with girls in bikinis, clickbait titles.
It's all part of it.
A part of me is like, hey, look, you know how to beat the system. You know how the algorithm works. People click your video. People watch your videos. You're winning. So good for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
just jealous I can't emulate the
Yeah.
same amount of views
Yeah.
with myself.
Yeah.
But you know, like, what do you think about that though?
Like I said, if someone's making the YouTube videos
Yeah.
to put food on the table, that's maybe their income.
Yeah.
That's their prerogative.
Okay.
I'm never going to tell anyone else how to supply food or money for their family. Some people do it for fun because YouTube's just a hobby for them.
Yes.
Like, I know a few people personally that think YouTube is just a big, hilarious fun and games thing.
Okay.
And it's all about, can you have the funniest title and the most outrageous thumbnail?
Yeah.
And how far can you push it before you get a strike? And I think that's quite funny, actually.
Okay.
I do think, oh, fair play,
Yeah.
because they're just coming at it like that. I'm thinking, right, well, I'm trying to land like a big brand deal maybe one day, or get signed to Nat Geo or Netflix or something. I ain't gonna do that if I'm like dancing around with the girls.
Exactly.
Or maybe I would. Maybe I would get a show, but it's not who I am. Like, I'm not in my element in those situations. I'm shy and like embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so I just stick to what I'm good at. And I counter those thumbnails as much as I can. I spend so much time and energy making sure every thumbnail is as colourful, is as bright, as the text is as easy to read, as my emotion on the thumbnail is perfect, the title is worded correctly. I spend so much time because I know it would be a lot easier just to get my girlfriend and say, come on, I'll give you $500, just get your bikini on and just lie on the bed. And I'll call the title, I can't believe my girlfriend did this to me.
Yeah.
Boom.
So,
But what
100,000 views.
short-term goals, yes, but I'm thinking long-term. Like I said, I have visions for the brand, and it doesn't come with that kind of thing. But what do I think? I think it's fair game. It's as long as you're not breaking any rules.
All right.
Be careful, because the algorithm will get you later, though.
Can I tell you something? When I'm in Phuket, which is my hometown, I rarely ever get recognized. It's either the fact that they know who I am and they don't give a shit,
Yeah.
or they know that I'm from Phuket and they're like, we don't want to give them the satisfaction or something like that.
Yeah.
In Bangkok, most recently, I've met some lovely people. I actually met one on Friday night. I went for Christmas Eve dinner with my girlfriend, and I met these. They were like a group of 4, and there's always one who recognizes you. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's
Are you that bloke from the? Yeah,
the Thaiger. Yeah. Like, you watch the Thaiger. Oh yeah. I'm on their website, and it was a lovely experience. But in Pattaya,
They don't like you?
oh, I'm a superstar, mate.
Oh.
Yeah. I've never had that feeling ever. So we went to Pattaya for 4 days. It was a hotel that we stayed in. There were people coming in, recognized us, guests of the hotel. When we went out for breakfast, Jason was there as well. When we went to Sizzler for lunch. Sizzler. Walking on the beach, walking at Walking Street. The next day we did a live at another hotel, and some fans actually came.
So
to
who's
visit
recognising you? Blokes?
Everyone, yeah.
Girls?
Not so much.
People throwing bikinis at you?
No, rarely. We
That's happening to me everywhere I go now.
Yeah.
Just bikinis
Of course, yeah.
hitting my face. I'm
Yeah.
like, ladies, Jesus, get in line.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's getting angry.
Paddy the Baddie in Shumpon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that was the first real experience of, I was just overwhelmed, and I was like, wow, people actually know me.
Yeah, but imagine that you start sharing a girlfriend, and then your girlfriend starts to get recognised while she's having sushi by herself. And I'm worried
Yes.
that if I share my girlfriend, some younger, better looking, more talented, nicer bloke is going to go in there and steal her from me.
Yeah. That is a possibility.
Yeah,
buddy,
so I'm just like, we'll just keep it about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for her, but I'm doing this for me as well. Yeah, fair enough. But, some people can be overwhelming. Like, it's lovely to have that experience. It's very flattering. It's very humbling. But some people can be overwhelming, and they're like, they know a lot about you. Like, I find sometimes people
I share a lot about me. And people say, like, oh, I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
Because I do blabber on a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, just before we met, downstairs in that bloke in the coffee shop, he was really nice, wasn't he?
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the nicest guy I've ever met. People, and he was referencing things from 2 years ago in my videos, and I was like, wow, this guy watches the videos. And I forget sometimes. And then when people see you in the street, they don't go, wow, you're famous. They just go, I've watched all your videos. And at the end of the day, I've got like 300 videos, and they're about half an hour long. And I don't know the math, but if they've watched most of the videos, they've probably watched videos of me more than they've like seen anything in the last 5 years. So when they see you in the street, of course they're going to say something like, they might literally just be like, oh, there's that bloke. Do you remember that video? Or they'll be like, oh my God, you know, and they're so excited to see you. And it happens more for me in Bangkok, actually. When I'm in Laos or whatever, or Vietnam, or no one cares. Yeah. It's fine. I prefer it like that. I much prefer it like that. Just to be able to just get on with things.
And you return back to Laos, mate. You're like a global superstar. They got you on posters on the side of buildings. Paddy the Baddy, he's back, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably another reason why I like to keep private life private. Because
I've always kept it private. I don't even give it a chance. I don't even want to try.
But I also think, like, you know, it's okay for me, but you're like part of a brand and a business. Yes. And there's more things to the Thaiger than just Jay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got 80. How many people did you say work 52. Here? 52
now. Okay.
52. So 52 people work here.
Yeah.
Like, and I was asking you, and maybe you'd like to share. Do you consider yourself a YouTuber or head of video production? Is that the title that you have? Head of video production?
Head of video production. Head of production, yeah.
So if you're out and about, right, and you go for dinner, and there's 4 or 5 people and some of them don't know you, and your friend says, Jay, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Do you say, hi, I'm Jay from the Thaiger YouTube channel? You might remember me from such videos as Pattaya Bar Burns Down. Yeah. Or do you say, hello, I'm Jay, I work as head of production, video management, whatever?
The second one.
Yeah.
Every time I introduce myself, that is what I primarily do. Yeah. Because a lot of people also they might forget that I have a lot more responsibilities than just doing the live show. So for a lot of people, they see me in the morning for an hour and they think I go home.
Yeah.
You know, but after that 1 hour of live is done, from 10 to 5, you know, I'm working on the sponsored videos. I've got my editing team. I've got the presenters. What do they need? How can I make their life easier? What does the brand need? Where do we need to focus? What's next?
You're interviewing YouTube superstars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I've got Paddy Doyle coming in. He's a big deal, lads.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
So I've never actually... It's funny that you said that. Yeah, because I told you as well, I don't feel like I'm a YouTuber. I just am by default in a way.
Yeah.
But I've never actually introduced myself as a YouTuber ever.
Yeah, yeah. I still don't know how to introduce myself to people that don't know.
For me, you're a proper YouTuber. You are the living essence of... You come to Thailand, you started a YouTube channel from literally zero.
Yeah, okay.
And here you are.
I think I'm starting to sort of accept that I am a YouTuber now.
You are the YouTube dream.
I don't like the word influencer. That makes me cringe.
Oh, no. You're definitely not an influencer. You are a YouTube dream. A man who...
Thanks for shooting that dream down, by the way.
Uh-huh. Hey, here we are.
I was going to go take a picture with me in a nice white dress.
Yeah.
Holding a flower. Yeah. And do an inspirational quote.
Yeah.
But now I'm not going to bother.
Okay. So well.
It's all right.
Oh, well. All right. My last question for you... Actually, let's make it 2. The first one is, what are your goals for the YouTube channel? And I think we've got a little sprinkle of what might be the future.
Yeah.
Perhaps we see Paddy Doyle the series on Netflix.
No, so the immediate goal for next year is just to find that balance between life and YouTube.
Okay.
Because right now my life is YouTube.
Yeah.
And I can't sustain coming back broken, coming back demotivated and knackered every time in between series. Not good enough.
Yeah.
It's just not sustainable. I also am a different person now. I have friends that I have friendships that I want to start, and then I have other little smaller friendships that I want to flourish, and I want to spend more time with my girlfriend, and I want to be able to speak to my family more, and all the rest of these things. So my short-term goal is stop making YouTube my life and create a life that has YouTube in it.
Yeah.
But big time, I would love, no joke, to have a body of videos behind me and a brand behind me, and then some big company come knocking and say, would you like to be the presenter of this show and go and make a pilot about whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because I recently went home for a visit to the UK, and I was watching the BBC, and we were watching all these shows. You know, there's like a show about gardens, and there's this little old lady presenting a show about gardens for the BBC. And I thought to myself, she looks like any old lady waiting for a bus. You know what I mean? Like totally normal.
Yeah.
And like walls are breaking down all all around us. Mark Wiens recently just got signed for HBO.
Yeah.
And he went and did a series in Singapore.
Yeah.
So they're looking around and they're trying to find talented, interesting, good presenters. And I'm nowhere near that yet. I'm like a 4 out of 10.
I think you're being a bit hard.
No. Trust me.
Okay.
Right? There are people out there who are incredible presenters, right?
Yes.
And are 10 times more talented than I am. But I do think that there's something about me and being on the telly or whatever that I think would work.
Okay.
I don't know for what show, but the reason why I want that is so that I can transition away from being a slave, basically, to the algorithm. Post 3 times a week, post twice a week, go here, do that, drive all day to get to this place.
Yeah.
Because I've built this channel around that, and it's kind of hard to get away from it. Plus, you know, I don't know. I don't know the specifics of the HBO deal, but I'm pretty sure Mark's doing all right.
Mark's doing all right.
He's doing all right, isn't
Mark's
he?
doing all right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll be like, Jay, I'd love to come back on, but you'll have to contact my brand manager because I'm a bit of a big deal now.
You won't even. Yeah, I mean.
I'll be like, the Thaiger who?
Yeah.
Or actually, maybe you guys will blow up.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, Paddy, we know we didn't give you a job the first time.
Yeah.
But how would you like to be the lead for our new show about Bangkok? I'd be like, sign me up. Sign me up.
All right.
Will you take me back?
Could be. Who knows? All right. My last question to cap off this podcast with you, Paddy, is what's the one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's interested in starting their own YouTube channel?
Well, it depends. If they're doing it because they want it to be their career, go all in or don't bother.
Okay.
Have an original idea at your core. Have a story. And the most important thing is turn the camera on and just make a video and upload it, regardless if it's good or not. Mine's rubbish. My first video, we talked about it. Rubbish. Camera on a tripod. That's it. That's fine. It's actually the hardest thing to do is to begin.
Yeah.
There were so many reasons and excuses I could make to not start a YouTube channel. But I did. And I faced that fear. And that's the thing I'm probably the most proud of. Forget going to every province or going to Vietnam and having a great time there and making great videos. And Laos as well, and the Cambodian series that's coming. Most proud thing was I just did it. I just faced my fears of rejection and just went. So if you are thinking about doing it, just do it. Stop talking about it to your mum. Stop watching camera review videos. Just use your phone.
Yeah.
All right? Just get it out and get it on a tripod and talk to the phone. Talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about, whether you want to start doing beauty, travel, food, whatever. Just start. Stop whinging and get on with it. And then also know it's okay to recreate other ideas. I did it at the most. I did it the most when I first began. When I was in Chiang Mai before I was teaching. Before I went on the road and I was a full-time YouTuber, I was still working at the school and I was making a video on a Saturday and on a Thursday after school. And I made condo videos and I did street food videos and I did all the trending, typical YouTube videos that I know had gotten views. And those videos got views and grew my channel. So don't be afraid like I was. And even though we were complaining about it earlier, it's okay to pick up a camera and recreate someone's videos first. That's okay. Just like you've bought a guitar and you're learning how to play Wonderwall. Yeah. Just make sure you transition quickly into your own voice and your own style. Yeah. Stop doing what I did in Phnom Penh, which is like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to copy someone else. Be as original as you can and bring people on a journey, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. Everyone's on a path, you know, and the people that I watch people watch people. Yeah, you can make, I think a lot of the biggest thing I see with new YouTubers is they make a video like a travel guide, informational video, because that's how they break the ice and the fear of being themselves, is they just relay information. We went to Costa Rica and this is how we got the ferry to the island. And when you get to the island, you get off and you go here. That's the first step is talking into the camera, relaying information, but just be yourself, because people subscribe to people follow people. And I was on a journey. My journey was the most interesting at the start. That's why the channel blew up the most at the start. Much slower now because it's less interesting now. Yeah. Because I kind of achieved the first goal, which was could I get to the every province? Could I transition from being a teacher to a YouTuber? The answer is yes. It took a lot of hard work, but I got there. So what next? Well, I don't know. I'm going to take a month off in January. I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Paddy Doyle. Paddy, thanks
Very much. I've loved this. I was terrified before.
Well, I'm glad you came in. Yeah, I told you from since the time I messaged you, I was like, I just want you to be comfortable, and I'm glad that we were able to make this happen. And thank you for saying yes. By the way,
you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right.
Ciao.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.